It's another one of my unscheduled spaces. I'm out here touching grass, guys. I had to share the moment. It's beautiful out here in California. It's like starting to get warm. Starting to get warm. Like all the little wildflowers are blooming. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna take you out here. So, we're touching grass together, you guys. I'm out on a walk. I gotta show you these pretty little flowers that sprout up everywhere. Look at the pretty little purple flowers. They sprout up everywhere. Hi, Poman. I'm out here on a walk. Hold on, I'll show you some more wildflowers that are blooming. Here's some more. This little bundle here. So it's like so pretty out. So I had to come out here and go live with you guys. Hello, VR. There's a whole wide world out here. Look at. So pretty. Anyway, so I'm out here on a walk. I realized after the fact, hopefully, I don't know if you guys can hear me actually hopefully through this thing. Hopefully the sounds okay. And it's not coming through my headset because I was doing my headset because I was listening to Spaces earlier. I come out here on my walks and I go. A lot of times I'll be out here on Spaces, but the only problem is when I get into this like kind of no man's land area out here, the internet's not the best. So I try to make it work. So I saw Bitcoin's up today. Asia's gonna wake up happy. I'm hoping that means the charts will continue to pump a little bit. Seems like sentiment and everybody kind of across the board is feeling a little more optimistic. Yeah, I had a friend who sidelined some money and probably sidelined at the bottom. That's always hard. It's hard when you, it's hard. Wow, there's so many flowers blooming, you guys. I have not been like out here on a walk in a while. But like last year, there were not all of these. I don't know how well you can see them. They're like, hold on, I gotta get closer. See all these like purple flowers that are blooming? They're like all over these lots. It's so pretty. It's very pretty out here in California. So I think we're supposed to have like maybe, wind keeps blowing the hair in my face. We might be having another storm hit California this week. I'm not too sure. It's kind of seeming like we have a storm coming up, but the weather's been really nice. Like it gets kind of cold overnight, but then as soon as the sun comes up, it's like beautiful. It's a beautiful weather. My allergies have not been too bad, which is good because as you guys know, I'm live streaming here every day. And there was one day where I was like struggling to kind of get words out and not sound all congested. So, but yeah, I wanted to go up into the mountains to do, like I live in the foothills of the sequoias. And so, I don't know if it's considered sequoias right here. Anyway, I was thinking of going up the river and kind of like finding a little trail up there. But I tend to just start making the entire trip up. And the next thing I know, there's no cell service either. So like I start driving up the canyon, cell service drops out. I take some random road with no internet access and just have to like hope that I'm going to be safe. And I usually do it by myself. I'm like solo hiker. I don't think I ever imagined I'd grow up to be a solo hiker. Hello, good afternoon, Brian. Thank you for joining us. And hello, everyone else in the chat. Po man, thank you for being here. It's a beautiful. I'm just shocked at all. Like, because we didn't really have much rain this year, but it is literally like every Every single one of these lots is covered in these flowers. So pretty. These flowers are everywhere. Like the lots are just covered in them. It's like springtime is here, you guys. So I'm wearing my old NFT hat. This is Bored and Hungry Long Beach. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but it was sort of the first of its kind restaurant launched with the IP from a Bored Ape. And the food was like phenomenal. They were already successful restaurateurs, and they opened up this little location, and it was expensive fast food. It was like $20 for a meal, which now isn't too bad. But hold on, fix my necklace. But when they started it, $20 for the meal was kind of expensive, but you got a lot of food. The burger was huge. They gave you a drink and the fries and all that. I almost lost you guys. Okay, I'm back. I apologize. I must have pressed something. Anyway, hello, Peyton. Welcome. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look at the flowers right here. This is crazy. They're like all... I don't know. It's just so pretty, you guys. It's springtime. I don't know if these are poisonous. If they were not poisonous, I would like probably pick bunches of them and take them home with me, because they're so pretty. But yeah, there is just wildflowers everywhere right now. I probably need to go there's a couple of trails that have the California poppies. And I've never done that hike to go see the California poppies, so I should do that sometime. But yeah, this is just the most beautiful time of year to go hiking, because it doesn't get too hot too, because in certain parts of California it gets really hot. And then I was training for my half marathon, and so that I was doing just a ton of running. And one of the days I was out running, I felt something hit my foot, and I turned around to look at it because I was thinking, like, I didn't see a stick in the road. And I turned around and it was a snake, and the snake had like lunged at my foot. So when it gets hot, I have to be careful, because like I won't go in the middle of the daytime when it's 110 on the asphalt, because I'll die. But I'll go in the evenings when it starts to cool down, and that's when all the snakes are out, and it gets really scary. So where I'm at, there is just this like one random house that's out here, you guys. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. It's this one random house that's out here, and it's a really pretty house. But they like pulled out some of the landscaping in front of it, and it had like really pretty natural landscaping. And they pulled out the landscaping in front of it, and they put in these just like cheap Dollar Tree, like that come in the bushel with the little plastic tip, and they just took those and they like shoved them all in the yard. And I just remember thinking, like, you have this $1 million home and you're just like shoving plastic plants in your front yard. It just didn't make any sense to me. Anyway, but you know what's funny? Okay, seems rich. I don't like him, says Poman. I'll tell you a funny story, because hold on, I'm gonna fix my hair. I'm not trying to look cute and work out at the same time, and I don't know if it's working, but we're doing it, folks. So like, I did not grow up like with a wealthy family. Like, my family was like middle class, and my parents worked really hard. They worked really hard for everything they had. Their parents worked really hard. And so they always taught me to work hard, all the good stuff. But there were times when I was growing up, because my mom had gone through a divorce at a young age and had a couple of kids. So we were like poor like when I was young. Like I remember there was a time where like we had mustard and mayonnaise sandwiches with like nothing in it, just the mustard and mayonnaise on bread because we were like too poor for like the meat and the cheese. Or like one time my mom had just gone to the grocery store and bought a bunch of groceries, and my brother was walking around with the box of cereal, eating the cereal like right out of the box, and he took the box out front and he dropped the whole box of cereal like out in the front yard all over the place, and she was like crying because so we think about like how hard times are now, and like people are scared of starting a family now because it's so hard. Like it was hard then. Like we think about like we talk about how much better times were then, but like at the end of the day, was it really better? Because like I remember my family freaking struggled back then. And then there were certain downturns because my parents were in oil. So it was like there were times where we did really good, and then there were times where we did really bad. Like I remember probably in the mid 90s, my dad, he was let go from work, and he must have been unemployed for like a year and a half or so. It was during the OJ Simpson trial, and I remember that he was like home watching the OJ Simpson trial like every freaking day, because that was like all he kind of had going on, waiting for like the oil industry to pick back up. But where you live is like highly contingent on like a certain industry, like where I live is like agriculture and oil. So when there's a downturn in oil, like half of the town felt it. Everybody hurt. And so and same with ag. Like if ag is hurting, like there's lots of really weird stuff that goes on in the agriculture industry that doesn't really get talked about on like a mainstream scale. Like, people think of like farmers as being wealthy, but at the end of the day, like there are people who, like, let's take dairying, for example. Like think of like the milk industry and the dairy industry. People love bread, milk, cheese, things like that. Those are all fresh products that we want. We want it domestic. Do you want like milk brought in from somewhere else? Like I don't want my and I don't like vegan cheese. That crap is plastic. Like I'm not going to eat that cancerous crap. So give me real products like dairy. But at the end of the day, it's like you have big banks who go in and they have ownership of these industries, ownerships of the farms, ownerships of like the grain mills that provide the feed to the farmers. And so what'll happen is when the people that supply the feed sees the price of milk goes up and that the farmers are doing better, all of a sudden they jack up the price of the feed. And so then the price of the feed goes up, and the farmers start to feel the squeeze on either end. It's like they're up against a losing battle regardless, because corporations have come in and just have a stronghold on everything. They want to make you stay in debt and have high interest loans. And that's a lot of what we're seeing right now. And so the way to get away from that is to invest in your future and have a hedge against inflation and a hedge against corporate America taking over everything. Because all the small farmers have been pushed out. That's what's happened. Like corporations came in, feed prices go up too much. The people who can't afford to stay in business are the little farmers. So all the little farmers go under, the big farmers get bigger. Then you have people like Bill Gates who come in and buy up hundreds of thousands of acres in every state. And he's controlling a lot of the global food supply. So, let's see. Poman says, sadly, the only farmers that are rich are the kids when they inherit the land and sell it. Shouldn't be that way. Yeah, that's the sad thing, is it's taken generations for those kids to even get that. Where I live, there's a lot of farmers. Oops, sorry guys. Got hair on my face. I used to sell solar and do solar O&M for large-scale farmers. And these farmers came over from like Portugal. The grandparents work really hard. Parents work really hard. And then the kids come along, and the kids have just lived a very, very, very privileged life because the grandparents worked really hard, and the grandparents will live in a very modest home, and the parents will live in a nice home, or sometimes a very extravagant home. And that's almost what makes it worse, because then the kids are used to this lifestyle, and then they inherit all this money without the work ethic and the drive that it took to get there. Those people, farmers are up 24 hours a day. It's like they're always on call, and the more farmland you have, like the more effort it is to keep it going. Like, and even if you think it's like a low effort crop, you still have people that you have to manage 24 hours a day on that farm. Like, so there's all kinds of stuff to it. Regulations, and especially in the state of California, it's crazy. And now we used to have a lot of diverse crops here in the state. We used to have a lot of like tomatoes and cotton and things like that. And now you drive around the agriculture lands, and it's all either like feed for the dairies, which is not very much anymore. A lot of it's being brought in from other areas, but the majority of it, it's all like almonds and pistachios, because the exports on almonds and pistachios was way more lucrative. So all of this land that used to be semi-available for use is now tied up with like 20, 30-year trees and, annual harvesting and things like that. So I don't know. You think about it, and all the effort it takes is like, why wouldn't you do crypto? Crypto is such a great, easy way to put your money into something and have it not be a lot of upkeep. You don't have to deal with manpower. You don't have to and that's like one of the hardest things when you're a business owner, is like getting people to show up, respect your equipment, respect your time, respect respect everything. Like, people just they want it easy. And so, yeah. My brother, he owns a solar company now. He was doing like technical and electrical, like switch gears in the oil fields, but because of the downturn, he's out of that also. He moved into solar and then got his contractor's license a couple years ago, and he's doing really, really well. But yeah, when it came time to buy trucks, he gave my dad a truck. He's like, here, Dad, you take the new truck. I'm going to take your old truck. I'm going to give it to the guys, because I know the guys are going to trash it anyway. And it's just how it is. It's like, people don't respect things that aren't theirs, and they don't respect things that they don't work for. And it's like, so yeah, kids that get that handed down to them, that like wealth like that handed down to them, they just don't respect it. They don't know what it took to get it. They don't know how to keep it. And most people that have something, they've had to have life kind of like shake them around and like show them, you have to respect your money, or your money won't respect you. If you run around and you're not like taking care of your responsibilities, and you're just being like stupid with your money's not going to respect you back. So, but it's a mindset shift. You got to break free of the mental jail that they've enslaved us all in. So, and now they're trying to governmentize our decentralized finance infrastructure system, and I'm just trying to figure out how we navigate it and be safe without feeling like we're now all going into a one world currency / government. So anyway, thanks for joining me on the walk today, guys. I will see you tomorrow back at the normal live stream at 1 o'clock Pacific time. This show is brought to you by Guxton Media. See you tomorrow. Bye.